about with this magical idea because it makes you look silly.
Simply, as a naturalist, we have to rely on physical models and how the world operates. There's some places you go down and we don't have an explanation, like can infinity exist? Is the universe was created or made or infinite or whatever? There's certain questions we don't have a conclusive answer for. So he says, because we don't have a conclusive answer, we must believe in magic, otherwise how could that happen? No, bro. We know that we are limited.
Thankfully,
you guys are the ones that are the only ones that make up a magical explanation for things, and you cannot equate that with gaps in scientific knowledge, because we admit we don't know. We only go as far as the evidence allows us to.
Right, Ansar. You see, again, you have this knack to say things which I never even mentioned, but I can see because you have got a rehearsed way of discussing things, and that's all you've been.
I've got a rehearsed way. Have you checked his videos?
Yeah, can I just finish? You can be personal, I don't mind. Yeah?
So you're not talking about me, yeah?
No, I'm talking about your ideas.
When you said I've got a rehearsed way, you're not talking about me?
No, your ideas.
Right.
Yeah? There's a distinction. I'm sure you know the difference.
Really?
Yeah? You look at that.
And all I did was, have you checked his videos?
Yeah, no problem. I don't mind. You're making me famous. Thank you. Yeah?
You don't need me to make you famous.
You see, at the end of the day, Ansar, the fact is, when you say you don't know, you will note that when we started, I said we don't all know everything, didn't I? The camera will prove it. And it just shows that, well, you seem to have this idea that, okay, these religionists have this magical idea.
Yes,
yet on the...
It is magical though.
If I can finish, you see, it is only that if you can stand here, despite having told me that science doesn't deal with absolutes, yet here you are confidently asserting exactly that.
So because science doesn't deal with absolutes, does that mean science deals with magic? No.
Answer, I know you are trying to convince us that that's entirely
I can't believe what you're talking about.
I agree with you, but you are the one who are talking about it like that. Yeah, you can say that. But at the end of the day,
just because science doesn't deal in absolutes, that doesn't give you an excuse to call science dealing in magic.
I haven't done that.
I'm talking about... You had said that. You just said that.
Answer. I'm talking about you, not the method. You see, at the end of the day, respectfully, I would say that I would adjure you to actually consider the evidence appropriately.
What evidence? I've been asking you this from the beginning. What evidence?
Simplify for him and tell him what evidence.
Okay, thank you. Right. You see,
you guys don't know either.
At the end of the day, Ansar, you see, if you take the position, and I already mentioned it, you take the position of you don't know, okay, everything, I'm qualifying it, yeah? You don't know everything, then it's not only that, Ansar. If you are making that admission, all I'm saying to you is the look. In that case, you cannot discount anything. If I can just finish.
And I didn't. I said that
there's
a possibility.
Well, if there is a possibility, then there is a possibility you believe.
But that possibility is the same as the possibility in any type of thinking.
Yes, exactly. And there's also a possibility.
So there's no reason to give Islam any special treatment.
There is also a possibility that you'll believe in this very magical person in the sky. Do you agree?
I don't.
You see? So it's a pretense that...
No, because I know what I believe. It might be a possibility for you.
Do you know what you believe?
Yes.
On what?
I don't believe
evidence or intuition? Which one?
What are you trying to get at?
It's intuition.
What are you trying to get at?
A pleasure, Ansar.
You want to cut it there?
Look, at the end of the day, I wanted to discuss it based on evidence, but it seems like...
So I said to you, what's the evidence? So have you ever given me one piece of evidence that I should have looked at? Bro, you've been going on about evidence this whole time. Give me one piece of evidence that I should have analysed.
Answer. If you noticed from the start, it is what you said and I was addressing what you said.
Yeah.
And then I only went on what you said, and if it's caused this confusion, well, I'm sorry. Yeah? What I am saying to you is, look, let's look at the evidence.
Yes,
yeah? Now, here, listen to me. I already asked you about the Bible and the Quran. Yeah. What I am suggesting...
So you consider that to be evidence?
No. What I am suggesting...
How can you consider the Bible and the Quran to be evidence?
I'm sorry, let him finish, bro.
I know it's difficult for you to appreciate what I'm about to say, but I'm sure you'll understand. You see, anything and everything is to be considered evidence until it is discounted. Now, you might not have learned that, but I'm telling you sincerely, everything can be considered evidence until it is discounted logically, rationally, reasonably. The Quran, you see, the Prophet
everything
himself
is evidence until it's discounted.
One second.
Everything is evidence for the Bible being true until you discount it.
Exactly, because you have to analyze the evidence.
Right.
It's something you are not privy to, it seems like. Yeah? But I will tell you something.
This is special
Ansar.
pleading. You
And
can use the same evidence that the Bible would claim.
Oh, here we go again with the usual special pleading, this,
Bro,
that.
what's the evidence? I've been asking you so many times.
Are you
evidence?
saying the Bible cannot be considered evidence, or the Quran cannot be
what is
considered
the evidence?
No, I'm
Tell me.
asking you. Can you consider
You keep
it
going on
evidence?
about I didn't check the evidence, we should start from the evidence. What evidence?
Well, I can't simplify it any more than this.
No, but what evidence? Give me the evidence. Which evidence?
Yeah, the Bible.
Do you want to come and
number one?
take over?
No, he's helping you. He's assisting you. Answer. Brother.
If he's not listening, just come in and do it
When
for
did you
him,
guys
innit?
come? Did you just come now?
Bro, if he's not following his script, come and put him right, innit? Prompt him.
It's your script. He's trying to understand.
He's not talking to me. I don't
Don't
know.
mind.
He keeps telling you to say something.
He's telling
He keeps
you.
telling you to say something.
Well,
What?
basically, brother.
If you need his help, just bring him in.
Brother.
Just bring him in.
Brother, at the end of the day, yes, all I say is that if we look at something and it is considered evidence, then we have to be humble enough to accept it as evidence.
What do you consider
One second,
evidence?
one second.
What do you consider evidence?
1 second.
I want to get down to it.
I asked you, do you consider the Bible as evidence?
For what?
Yeah?
For evidence for
For
what?
assessment.
Bro, what?
Yes or no?
I can consider the Bible
Yes or no?
to be evidence for a book, evidence for a human being must have wrote it, evidence for a God. There's three different things. So what is it evidence for?
Excellent. Let's look at all three and consider it as such.
I think
Is
it's
it
evidence. I think it's evidence that a human being wrote it in a human language during a human period.
Excellent. Now, don't you think...
I don't think it's evidence for anything more than that.
Right, excellent. But you do consider it to be evidence?
Evidence for human and naturalistic
Right,
things.
excellent, excellent. Now, logic dictates that if me and you are going to agree or disagree over the contents of the book, we should reasonably assess them. Correct? Sorry?
Yeah.
Yes. That's all I'm asking. Did you do that? And the affirmative answer from you has been no.
Well,
and all I said is, look, let's explore that possibility.
So I didn't tell you that when I was in university for 3 years, I had a lot of discussions and debate with Muslims who used to tell me, it says this in the Quran, that proves it's true. Yeah? So then I went through and looked at their claims and found that no, these are just silly misinterpretations of stupid Arabic, ancient Arabic, and anybody can come along and post hoc say it said this and you know, that kind of stuff. So I did look at it. Because you just said that was the evidence.
The evidence that you relied on, I said, is there a possibility, you know about the seven heavens, is there a possibility that later on, using the scientific method, we may arrive at something we did not know, yes or no?
Yeah. So is it a possibility?
That's fine.
So is it a possibility that later
It's so
on we
reasonable.
might find out that 100% the Quran was false and the Bible was true? Yes. So what is your point, Prof? It's irrelevant.
You see, if I say yes and I am saying yes,
But then we haven't established anything. You've just said there's a
Thank you.
possibility that everything could be untrue, and I've
At
said
last,
there's a
you've got
possibility that
it.
everything could be untrue.
Answer, you've got
so
it.
what? What is the reason why I would think that the Quran is more likely to be true than any other silly book? Why? This is what you were supposed to do.
You see,
if you're going to say that your goal in calling me over to debate was to establish that we can't know anything is true and you can't know anything is true, well done, mate. I've always said that. I've always said that.
Answer, you keep repeating the same old thing. Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, because you were meant to try and convince me why I would take one silly book to be more likely to be true than any other silly book. Yeah? But you haven't even attempted to do that. Or you've come here with your little goal, which is about an inch off the ground.
You are playing to the camera, Ansar.
Yeah, that was your goal, was to establish I can't know anything.
Oh, sorry, I never noticed that.
Okay, well done, mate. Well done, mate. Well done.
Answer, I don't mind. You are entitled to your opinions. Yeah, of course he's entitled to the opinion, but it is.
Well, I'm not going to ask your permission, am I?
I'm
not going to ask your permission for my opinion, am I?
I would find it offensive if you did.
I wasn't expecting to do that.
Exactly.
Why would you find it offensive if I asked your permission?
Why would you ask me?
I wouldn't.
Exactly.
But there's nothing to be offended about, even if I did.
Sorry?
There's nothing to be offended
It's
about.
subjective. I can find it offensive.
Yeah, but...
And you agree, don't you?
If I said Shabir...
Intuition has told me.
Shabir, am I allowed to have my opinion? Shabir, am I allowed to have my opinion? But bro, if I said Shabir, am I allowed to tell you my opinion because I consider it might be offensive? What would be wrong in me saying that?
I would have no problem.
But you just said that you take it offensive.
I might subjectively, yes. Okay, it's a might because I'm dealing with might speculation
bro,
here.
This is what I'm saying to you is that we always talk on might because we can't use absolutes. So this is all I've been saying from the beginning. Now you're trying to attack my lack of absolutism as if it's somehow a failure. Yeah? But that's just being rational and reasonable.
No. I'm being rational and suggesting to you, look, Ansar, perhaps...
He wants to get on the road.
Perhaps, I know, absolutely. So do I. Perhaps it is time we actually encourage people to look at the evidence rather than coming up with subjective assessments. Yeah, no, intuition is one thing. We can all use it every so often once we have defined it.
It's going to be a new word.
At the end of the day, what we want is to explore the possibilities and consider ourselves not only on a learning curve, but also assisting other people to learn.